Watch these images very carefully, and try to think what immediately comes to mind. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did you notice? The frog? The bike? The fact that 70% of these images consists of plants, but our brain is filtering out all this stuff about plants. We almost give no special attention to plants. It is a well-known feature of our brain. It's called plant blindness, the inability to see or notice the plants in the environment. It's a tool that protects our brain to avoid getting overloaded with a lot of information about this unusual green stuff. We evolved in a forest. It was much more important for us to be aware of animals and other humans. But in today's life, this tool serves no purpose. Plants are a very important part of our planet. On land, the cumulative mass of plants is 1,000 times higher than that of animals, but they are immobile and can't move around in the environment, which is a pretty big disadvantage. But this has also enabled plants to evolve in many different ways. These are ancient creatures, who have been here since millions of years. Do they think? Are they conscious like us? Let's find out. Welcome to Curiosic. Do like and subscribe to let YouTube know you like what you are watching. According to Michio Kaku, consciousness is the number of feedback loops required to create a model of your position in space, with relationship to other organisms and in relationship to time. For example, a flower has to understand the temperature, weather, humidity, where gravity is pointing. A single plant is able to detect at least 20 different chemical and physical parameters all the time. So are plants aware of their surroundings? You may already know that plants use different animals and bugs to pollinate themselves, but did you know when a fruit is ripe, it will spread its pheromones to other neighboring fruits, signaling them to ripe? When acacia trees are gazed by animals, they quickly react by producing chemicals called tannins, which make their leaves unappetizing and tough to digest. Some even produce enough toxin to even kill the animal. What's even more crazy is that some corn and cotton plants, which when eaten by caterpillars, release chemicals in the air that attract parasitic wasps who fly in and kill the insects. We can say that on some level, they communicate with the wasps. Even sound recordings of caterpillars chewing leaves trigger this response. Without any touch, the plants react, as if they can hear. Intelligence is not just about being aware of the surroundings. Can plants remember stuff, like we do? Monica Galliano, Associate Professor of Biology at the University of Western Australia, has published a fascinating paper. Gardeners refer to Mimosa pudica as the sensitive plant because it folds its minuscule leaves into a terrified or defensive curl within seconds of being touched, dropped, or disturbed. Not once, but 60 times in a sequence at 5-second intervals, each plant was dropped around 6 inches. The plants would float into a soft, cushioned foam that would keep them from bouncing. The descent was fast enough to startle the plant, causing its minuscule leaves to fold into a protective curl. Would these plants finally comprehend nothing bad was going to happen if she dropped 56 plants 60 times each? Would any of them be willing to abandon curling? Is it possible for a plant to change its behavior using memory? She saw that some people didn't fully close their leaves when they were dumped. To put it another way, plants seemed to figure out that falling this way wouldn't kill them, so they stopped covering themselves, until, as she later told a room full of experts, by the end, they were fully open. They don't give a damn anymore. But how can they do all this without having a brain or other cells and organs that we deem necessary for intelligence? Animals concentrate specific functions inside specific organs. So we have eyes to see, lungs to breathe and so on. But plants have evolved not having any organs because it is too dangerous for them. Plants are predated, eaten by different insects and animals. So you can imagine that a single insect, just eating a little bit of your brain would be enough to kill you. But having no organ doesn't mean that they have not the function. They are able to see without eyes, hear without ears, able to breathe and make its own food without any organs. It's possible that this is all semantic in the end. Awareness of the outer environment is the most basic definition of consciousness. If this is the case, it would apply to all living things. The nature of the encounter would differ, with some being simple and others being rich and unique. Maybe that's all we have to say. After all, we can't even know what it's like to be another person. However, the experience of being a plant or a portion of plant cells would be incomparably different from ours, and it may be fruitless to try to find similar language to explain both. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.